Now here's a question for you. Do your flowers stink? And I don't mean have they got a pleasant perfume. Do they absolutely really stink? These ones have got a horrible perfume. It really is quite disgusting. Hello there, I'm Julie from Julie Davis Flower Workshops and Flower Start, the online flower arranging classes. So why, you're asking me, do my flowers stink? When I'm supposed to know everything about flower arranging? Well, the answer to that is we've been away a few days and I didn't want to get rid of my flowers before we went on holiday because I thought by some miracle they might still be alive by the time we got home. Watch on to the end of the video. I'll share some top tips with you on how you can get your post-holiday flower arrangements lasting just a few days longer. But to be honest, these ones have had it. Not only are my flowers dead, dying and dangerous, but as they've matured, they've shattered and left this polleny dust on my polished wooden surface. So I need to sort that out as well. I'm going to use some of my homemade furniture polish. This, from memory, is white spirit, a little bit of white spirit. This is water mixed with white vinegar, a drop of olive oil, a squirt of Castile soap and some essential oil, just to disguise the scent of the white vinegar. I rather expected my flowers to have gone over in my dining room because they were probably at least 2, if not 3 weeks old. And here in the kitchen, I'm a bit disappointed that my sunflowers didn't survive my few days away. I was gifted these flowers by a friend. They were on really long stems and she came round for dinner last week. So I cut the stems short. I felt so good. I put them straight into water, put them on my kitchen window so they look fabulous. The only problem is my kitchen window is very large, as you can see, and it's south facing. These flowers didn't have any chance at all, so they're looking really bedraggled. And actually, as I pick it up, I can just hear there's a tiniest amount of water in here. So if I'd been at home, number one, I could have moved them to a cooler room and I could have also kept an eye on my water levels and kept the flowers going. And I'm sure a week later, they would have looked much perkier than this. And it gets worse and worse, this tiny pot here. And again, it's just got the tiniest amount of water left in it. These were offcuts from a bunch of flowers that I used in class a few weeks back. So it's quite amazing they've lasted this long. It's just one of the casualties of having fresh flowers, that they will die and you will need to get rid of them. And rather than me being in control of the process and getting rid of these flowers, putting them on my compost heap before they look really bedraggled, nature has taken its course and I'm left here clearing up all these odds and ends, and dare I sniff them, they don't smell good at all. And this little pot, I shall tip the water away and then put it in the dishwasher to clean it up. Let me know in the comments whether you prefer hand washing your vases or whether for ease you tend to put yours into the dishwasher. I must say I tend to put mine in the dishwasher most of the time, although I have had a few accidents along the way. While I go off and get my compost bucket to get rid of all my odds and ends, I have got a couple more arrangements and they are out on a patio. And rather bizarrely, just from a casual glance at them, they seem to have fared much better than the flowers that I've had in the house, despite them being in the really hot sunshine on my south-facing patio. Do you see what I mean about the arrangement I have on my patio? The only thing I need to do, I think, is to take out these tendrils of sweet pea and everything else looks pretty much okay. Perhaps 1 or 2 of these zinnias aren't looking their best. On the whole, it's looking perfectly presentable. One thing I will need to do is to top up with water. Really, I should be recutting the stems, but probably this arrangement's only got another couple of days left in it. So what I'm going to do is to flush out all the water using a watering can, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that in a moment. I really enjoy making my flower arrangements as an opportunity to just take a quiet time to wander around my garden or in the supermarket and decide what flowers I'm going to buy, and a sort of mindful activity. And I try and do the same thing when I take apart my flower arrangements. I could just chuck it all in the bin, but I quite like seeing what lasted really well and what flowers and greenery I might like to use another time. My way of testing out what the longevity is of the individual stems. And the hidden mechanic, I'm sure you've seen that in a previous video. I've used my mum's vintage balloon whisk attachment from her Kenwood chef, and it was a perfect fit for inside my vintage urn style vase. Now this is a Wedgwood vase, I think, so it's definitely not one I'm going to put in the dishwasher. I'll be washing this one up by hand. And then, oh yeah, eau de sour water. Actually, it doesn't smell too bad because I've had fennel in this arrangement and I can still smell the aniseed. Do you want to have a look inside? It's just a dark, inky mess. So I'll tip that out of my flower beds and then hand wash. This mantelpiece vase is another piece I'm going to wash up by hand, and most of it is going to go in the compost heap. I did notice that some of the echinops thistle, the blue thistle, didn't open, and they might be really good candidates for drying, so I'm going to save those. But these ones down here have opened up a little bit too much, and if I dry those, the petals are going to shatter and the whole flower head will fall apart. So these ones will be heading to the compost heap, all fluffy headed. And these ones are much more compact and haven't opened out yet. I'll save those to use as dried flowers. And if they do shatter, there's nothing lost. They might work and I can use those another time. They'd look good at Christmas time and perhaps even spray painted, silver, copper or gold, and added into a festive table arrangement or even a door wreath. I was going to say there was absolutely no water in this container, but there is the smallest amount at the bottom, and the mechanics I used for this arrangement were a series of metal pin holders, so I will need to wash those through just to get rid of the petals and odd leaves that have fallen down into the prongs. Flower soup, anyone? And there are my pin holders, which just need a little bit of a clean through. I made this tin can arrangement in one of my YouTube lives a few Tuesdays ago, and really this is gone over as well. The only thing left that's eye-catching is the orange zinnia, so I might take that out, recut the stem and add it in to the other vase of flowers. There's more murky water in there. And the mechanic for this arrangement was this little metal grid I was gifted a while back. It's like really upmarket chicken wire, and I flattened the edges out to hook over the edge of my container. And if you're interested in sourcing something similar for yourself, I'll leave a link to it in the description box underneath the video. That's what it looks like without the flowers. And that brings me to my sunflowers. It seems such a shame that they didn't survive my few days away. They were just in absolute peak condition when I was given them. A really crisp, bright yellow petals, and now they just look all saggy and forlorn. So I could do the trick again with taking off all the outer yellow petals and see whether that breathes new life into my flowers. But I think probably they've just had it. They're probably just too old. But I quite like doing this. And now I get to play with petals. Another really sensory activity. Now this water doesn't look too bad at all, but I will tip it away, refill my vase, put back in my denuded sunflowers, and I've also got some other sunflowers my sister gave me a week or so ago, and I might just mass them all together and enjoy them in the later stages of their life. These are the sunflowers my sister gave me. What I'm going to do is just pull off the last of the petals and take them out of the vase, and you can see in my clear glass celery vase, it's not only has the water gone down, it's leaving a chalky mark, and I need to wash that away, but also the water is definitely slightly pond-like. So although these flowers haven't got much longer to last, it is good practice to recut the stems. You never know, they may last 3 or 4 days rather than just 2. And what I'm going to do at the same time is just cut off some of the leaves which are really looking a little bit bedraggled, and just giving evidence that the flowers are on their way out. I'm going to get the flower heads sort of tumble around in lots of different directions. Because it's quite a large head on the stem, they do seem to fall whichever way they want to. So they're not always the easiest flower to arrange. Those are my largest ones in first. And then the smaller ones can rise up a little bit, just giving a different layer, an added layer of interest. Looks like I've got my own little Van Gogh flower arrangement in front of me. Probably doesn't bear close-up scrutiny, but it will give me a few more days' pleasure. And what I might do, rather than bringing this one indoors, I might keep it out on my patio table, a sort of inside-outside flower arrangement, especially with the green pot. It really brings in those garden vibes. So this is the trick I wanted to show you with the watering can. So I really need to tip the water out of this container, and I should really be recutting the stem ends. And when it's difficult to do that, well, I could just tip the water out. But sometimes, if that's not possible, what you might want to do is use your watering can to flush the water out. So whatever you find easiest. So keep adding and adding and adding it until it replenishes the whole water source. And you can see that it's starting to spill out. So hopefully my dirty water is being flushed away, and it's just the clean water that's left in. So I just need to let that drip dry, and it'll be all ready to put back on my patio table to enjoy for a few more days. I reckon that's a job well done. So our bags have been unpacked, the washing is sorted. The only thing we haven't sorted out is our mail, but these days we don't seem to get any post while we're away. Washing up's been done, all my vases have been put away. So next time you've got stinky flowers after you've been away for a few days, just remember to refresh the water, throw away the flowers that have gone over, and see what you can save for another day. That's all from me for now, and I'll see you again next time. Before I forget, don't forget to join my free Facebook group, Flowers Start World. That's the place where I share all my floral adventures, and it's the place where you can share your adventures with flowers too.